With Starfleet entering a new golden age of scientific exploration, the need for a new class of science vessel was clear, and to this end, the Saturn Class would be born. But what do we know about this unusual starship design? Well, today we'll find out. Hello and welcome to another episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon, a Star Trek web series that dives into the history of any given topic using beta canon sources and my own imagination to fill in the gaps. In today's episode, we're taking a look at the Saturn Class, a 32nd century starship design first seen in Star Trek Discovery Season 3, to better understand its place in Star Trek history. Also, I want to say a huge thank you once again to ThatGuyAndres for providing this awesome 3D model. Do me a favor and check out the link to his DeviantArt page in the description below, and send this amazing person some lovin' for this hard work. And of course, as always, because this is a beta canon video, all information relayed should pretty much be taken with a grain of stardust, and only considered a little bit of Star Trek fun. And so, with all that out of the way, let's begin. By the year 3000, Starfleet Command and the United Federation of Planets as a whole had entered a golden age of exploration. Though interspecies conflicts still existed, especially when it came to time travel, most of the galaxy was at rest and a part of the Federation. The Klingon Empire, the Ferengi Alliance, the Cardassian Union, the Gorn Hegemony, and the Tholian Assembly had all been long-standing members of the Federation by that point. Even the Romulan Republic had joined the Federation, reunifying with their Vulcan cousins, renaming Vulcan to the planet Ni'Var. And with most of the Milky Way explored, Starfleet Command decided to begin an entirely new science initiative, designed to understand the inner workings of the universe, seeking a sort of how to create a galaxy type of knowledge. To that end, Starfleet Command decided it needed a very specific type of science vessel. Throughout Starfleet's long existence, one thing that was made abundantly clear was that space was a dangerous place. And the level of danger would be increased exponentially when new and strange anomalies and entities were involved. So Starfleet Command wanted a safer way to explore these phenomena, and they set their starship design teams the task of creating a starship class to do just that. And then, the Saturn Class would be born. Sitting at a length of approximately 1,042 meters, the Saturn Class would be designed to be operated by 1,000 officers and crew members, with a contingent of science officers also included. The Saturn Class would be capable of both warp and transwarp travel, with transwarp velocities achieved via its quantum slipstream core. As a result, the Saturn Class would have a standard safe cruising speed of warp factor 8, with an emergency maximum speed of warp factor 9.4. Though familiar in design, the Saturn Class would also be a great departure from the standard Starfleet vessels of the time. Rather than a standard saucer section hull, the Saturn Class would appear to be more of a ring design, directly leading to the name of this class, as the Starfleet engineers that built her felt that the design appeared similar to that of Saturn's rings. The ring design would allow the Saturn Class to place any anomalies, entities, or unknown alien technologies inside its ring section, with far less danger to the ship and crew. The inner side of the ring would contain the newest and most powerful sensor array systems, to allow quick and easy analyzation of any object contained within it. Specially designed field emitters would also be included on the inner side of the ring, allowing a Saturn-class vessel to place containment fields of great strength around whatever the ship was studying. This design also allowed Starfleet to include its new and experimental torus-shaped deflector shield and warp field technologies and designs. These new technologies actually enabled the Saturn Class to pioneer a more efficient method of energy manipulation for spaceflight at both impulse and warp speeds, the latter of which improved the Saturn Class's value to Starfleet after the burn. Tactically, the Saturn class would be armed with the standard array of weaponry available at the time, including phaser arrays and torpedo launchers, with 2 specially designed launchers pointing inward along the inner side of the ring. The Saturn class would also include the latest in cloaking device technology, which would also allow vessels of this class to scientifically study various situations and pre-warp societies in secret. The Saturn class was also one of the few vessel designs of its era that did not include detached components of any type, though originally its designers did for a time consider splitting its ring in half. This design choice was later abandoned. In 3069, the burn would occur, destroying countless vessels throughout the galaxy and killing millions. The burn would change the political landscape of the galaxy almost overnight, creating basically a dark ages for the Milky Way as a whole. With Starfleet having lost over 95% of its fleet to the burn, the Federation would virtually collapse, with only 6 member worlds remaining when the cosmic dust settled. Even Earth itself would withdraw from the Federation, fearing attack as some worlds believe Starfleet to have caused the galactic event. Starfleet and the Federation would leave its founding member world behind, relocating itself to deep space for Earth and its own protection. And for 119 years, Starfleet and the Federation would remain virtually stagnant, merely trying to keep its pieces together with no real advancement in Starship technologies. During this period of time, the surviving Saturn-class starships would become a valued asset for Starfleet. Because of its newly designed Taurus components, the Saturn-class's use of dilithium was one of the most efficient in the galaxy, which meant this vessel could operate on a single piece of dilithium far longer than any other vessel in the Milky Way. Also, its recrystallization chamber was far ahead of its time, allowing its dilithium crystals to be recrystallized almost twice as many times as the chambers of any other Starfleet vessel of the time. These upgrades would then be implemented fleet-wide as Starfleet consolidated its remaining resources. And by 3189, the dream of the Federation was once again alive and well, with dozens of previous member worlds rejoining the organization after the USS Discovery from the 23rd century would arrive in that year and discover a dilithium stellar nursery, which, for the time being, solved the dilithium crystal shortage being felt throughout the Milky Way. Not only that, but the USS Discovery would also solve the mystery of the burn, ensuring a similar situation could never happen again. The Saturn class would continue on well into the 33rd century, with periodic updates and refits to current Starfleet standards. Created as a Starship class for furthering Federation scientific knowledge, the Saturn class would end up becoming so much more thanks to its innovative design, earning the Saturn class its amazing place in Starfleet and the Federation's history. Thank you for watching today's episode of Truth or Myth Beta Canon. What do you think of the Saturn class and the historical narrative that I've created here? Do you want to see more videos like this one? Well, leave your comments in the section below, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, hitting that little bell icon so you won't miss a single video we release. Want to help the channel study galactic anomalies out in deep space? Then consider becoming a channel patron. The link to our Patreon account is in the description below. Thanks again for watching. Live long and prosper.